There comes a point in life when you have to ask yourself one simple question: am I living my life, or am I living the life other people want for me? Because when you finally choose yourself, your happiness, your freedom, your peace, your joy, not everyone around will support you. Some people may question you, some may taunt you, some may tell you that you are making the wrong decision. They may say, why aren't you following our way? Why don't you do what everyone else is doing? Why don't you take this course? Why don't you become a doctor or an engineer? Why don't you take this job? Why don't you continue the family business? And sometimes they may not even realize that they are trying to put their expectations on your life. But here's something you need to understand: their opinion is not your destiny. You are allowed to choose a different path. You are allowed to say no. And sometimes your biggest act of self respect is simply saying, no, this is not for me. And you may have to say it more than once, maybe 10 times, maybe 100 times. Because when you start breaking an old pattern, people who are comfortable with the old version of you may keep trying to pull you back. They may keep asking, they may keep convincing you, they may keep giving you advice. And this is where you need boundaries. You don't have to fight with them. You don't have to explain yourself for hours. You don't have to prove that your decision is correct. You can simply say, I respect your opinion, but I have chosen my path. Learn to say no, because your power doesn't always come from saying yes. Sometimes your power is in saying no. No to the job that is destroying your peace. No to the business that you don't want. No to the career someone else chose for you. No to the relationships that constantly drain you. No to responsibilities that are not yours. No to living your entire life trying to impress your family, your friends, your boss, or society. And I want you to understand something very important. Sometimes people will look at you and think, she's avoiding responsibility. He is wasting his potential. They are not serious about their career. They are earning so little, but they don't know what is happening inside you. They don't see the emotional exhaustion. They don't see the anxiety. They don't see the nights when you are lying awake questioning your entire life. They don't feel the heaviness that you carry inside your chest. They don't hear all the words you never said. They don't know how much energy it takes to continue doing something that your heart no longer wants. Because physical pain is easy for people to understand. If you have a wound and blood is coming out, people will immediately know you are hurt. But emotional exhaustion doesn't always have visible symptoms. A person can be smiling and still be deeply unhappy. A person can look successful and still feel empty. A person can have a good salary and still hate waking up every morning. And a person can earn less money and still feel incredibly peaceful. That's why we need to stop measuring everyone's life with the same definition of success. Maybe your definition of success is not making crores of money. Maybe your definition of success is waking up peacefully. Maybe it is doing meaningful work. Maybe it is teaching others yoga. Maybe it is spreading peace. Maybe it is teaching painting to others. Maybe it's teaching drawing to others. Maybe it's spreading peace. Maybe it is having time for yourself. Maybe it is living closely to nature. Maybe it is having a simple home, enough money, good health, meaningful relationships, and a peaceful mind. You don't have to be successful according to someone else's definition, because success without peace can become another form of suffering. What is the point of earning more and more if you have no energy left to enjoy your life? What is the point of impressing everyone if you are disappointing yourself? What is the point of building a life that looks perfect from the outside when you don't want to live inside? Peace is also success. Satisfaction is also success. Purpose is also success. And choosing a life that feels authentic to you is also success. Now, I'm not saying that you should run away from every responsibility just because something feels difficult. Sometimes growth is uncomfortable. Sometimes we have to work through challenges. Sometimes we need discipline. But there is a difference between something being difficult and something constantly destroying you. There is a difference between temporary discomfort and living in a situation that repeatedly drains your soul. You have to become honest with yourself. Ask yourself, do I actually want this? Do I actually want to suffer for this? Do I actually want to sacrifice for this? Or have I been taught to want this? Do I want this career? Or did my family tell me this was the only respectable career? Do I want this business? Or am I continuing it because everyone expects me to? Do I want this lifestyle? Do I want this relationship? Or am I afraid of what people will say if I choose something different? These questions can change your life because sometimes the biggest prison is not a physical place, it's the fear of disappointing other people. And you have to understand, it is not your responsibility to make everyone happy. You are not here to impress your boss, your relatives, or the society. You are not here to live according to everyone's expectations. Your responsibility is to live your life consciously and authentically, to understand yourself, to know what matters to you, to take responsibility for your own choices. And yes, sometimes choosing yourself means moving to a different city. Sometimes it means changing your job. Sometimes it means starting something completely new. Sometimes it means earning less for a while. Sometimes it means disappointing people. And sometimes it means walking away from an environment where you no longer belong. And that's okay. And you don't have to shrink yourself just because other people are uncomfortable with your growth. You don't have to abandon your dreams just because someone else doesn't understand that. You don't have to keep repeating the same pattern just because your family has repeated it for generations. You are allowed to choose differently. And if the same pressure keeps coming back, keep choosing yourself. If they tell you again, say no again. Say repeatedly no. If they question you again, calmly repeat your boundary. You don't have to become aggressive. You just have to become clear. No means no. Because sometimes breaking a pattern doesn't happen through one dramatic decision, it happens through thousands of small no's. No, this doesn't align with me. No, I don't want to do this. No, I'm choosing something different. And slowly you teach people how to treat you. And more importantly, you teach yourself that your voice matters, your choice matters, your life matters. So, if you are currently feeling guilty because you are choosing a different path, take a moment of breath. You are not automatically selfish because you choose yourself. You are not lazy because you don't want the life someone else planned for you. You are not unsuccessful because you don't want millions. And you are not wasting your life simply because your path looks different. Maybe your life is supposed to be different. Maybe your success is supposed to look different. Maybe your purpose is not to follow the safest path. Maybe your purpose is to create a life that actually feels like you. So choose peace, choose meaningful work, choose freedom, choose the life that allows you to breathe. And most importantly, choose yourself. Because at the end of your life, you are the person who has to live with the choices you made, not your relatives, your friends, your boss, or the society. You. So don't spend your entire life trying to make everyone else comfortable while secretly becoming miserable. You get one life, live it consciously and authentically. And remember, you don't need everyone's permission to live a life that makes you happy. Sometimes peace is the greatest form of success. And sometimes the most powerful sentence you can say is simply, no, this life is mine. If this video was helpful, do hit the like and subscribe to this channel. Thank you for listening. Har Har Mahadev.